I'm Shefali Shah from AVT Direct, an online parent education and therapy service. The entire course material for this online course has been created through my practice as an LS Cert AVT professional at SoundSteps, where I do my clinical practice. As we go through another day of staying indoors, I just really wanted to talk to all of you and to connect to all of you parents, caregivers, families who are looking after babies and young children with hearing loss who are 30 months of age or less. And I want to tell you that every day I want to talk to you and help you along with a little bit of something from my practice, a few tips that will help you supplement all the guidance that you've been receiving. So today I thought I'd talk about how do we engage a baby or young child with hearing loss. Now this is going to be our little baby for want of a real little person. And oh, you fell down. Are you okay? Yeah, you okay? There. All right, just hold on a minute. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to give you 5 tips today, beginning with the first tip, which is work through your day. Do not pressurize yourself with trying to get your little one into one place and focusing for say 15 or 20 minutes at a time. We will get there. We will get to the point where your baby or young child can listen, focus, engage for 20-25 minutes at a time. But as a starting point, we need to get the pressure off you. And maybe the best way to do that is to think of short bursts that you can do with your child through your day. Even if it's for 5 minutes after she's woken up and she's fresh and she's had a little something in the morning. Later in the afternoon, maybe just after she's woken up from a nap, once in the evening, and perhaps just before bedtime. That's 20 minutes, but spread over the day in 5-minute short bursts. So that is a starting point. So the first point I want to make today is take the pressure off yourself and work through your day. Because that is what auditory-verbal therapy is about. It's about the consistency rather than the blast. The second tip I want to give you is for you to understand that your voice is the most powerful tool that you have. And there is a love and there is an enthusiasm that you bring to your interaction with your baby that I or anyone else can't possibly match. And so if this little baby of yours is, oh, you okay over here? Yeah? Come sit over here and let's have a look. Ooh, what are you looking at? Do you like that light? Yeah? See the way my voice goes up and down, and I'm talking naturally. Because the third point I want to bring to your notice is that trust that your baby is listening. Now that trust, by trust I don't just mean a blind kind of trust that, oh, whatever I do, wherever I am, she's listening. There are certain components that we have in place before our little one is really going to be listening in the manner that she needs to in order for her to eventually learn and then talk. So the first sub-point in that, trusting, is that we need to have optimal amplification in place for your little one. Now, it might be that those are hearing aids, cochlear implants, or the BAHA. It might be that you have just fitted her with hearing aids and you know that she needs to move towards a cochlear implant. Well, in that case, we come to the next 2 points, which is I need to remember that I need to be close, because what we need is the ear contact. Yeah? So even if we prop her up, yeah, like that, or if we keep her on our knee and we are bouncing her around, yeah, do you like that? And we can go up, 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 hearing device. Whether that is a hearing aid, that is the microphone on a hearing aid, or the microphone on her speech processors, whatever it is. But I need to be close and I need to be soft. Because contrary to popular belief, it's the softness in my voice that brings clarity. When I talk really loudly, all it does is create distortion. So tip number 1 is talk through your day, work through your day. The second point I made was trust that your baby or young child is listening. Because the third point I want to bring to your notice is that, you know what? Children with typical hearing also don't understand. So if that is the model, yeah, perhaps there are times when our little baby with hearing loss doesn't understand either. But how do we move on? We follow the same model that caregivers of children with typical hearing do. And what do? They continue to talk and they continue to explain. They don't necessarily go on repeating the same thing. They may repeat the same content, but they don't repeat it the same way. They just do the same thing another way and explain it, which is all we need to do with our little baby with hearing loss. So that's the third thing, yeah? Children, remember that children with typical hearing also don't understand. So let's put you down here a minute. And the fourth thing that's really important is pacing. Pace yourself, because you can lose the most motivated little youngster just because we took too long. And that's why keep the pace brisk, because babies and young children, you know better than I do, have a very short attention span. And it's moving them along maybe by just changing position. So if, for example, you okay there? Come on, let's have a look here. Come into my lap and let's read this book, yeah? And if she starts getting restless, oh, look at what's happening outside. Can you see? Ooh, I think it's kind of windy. You think it's going to rain? She'll settle. Just as she started to whimper or get irritable, just a change of position and they settle. And the younger they are, I would say 6 months and below, the easier they are to settle. Once they get to 9 months, they start developing a mind of their own, and therefore we need to be that much more skillful in handling them, which of course you are, because you've had that benefit of time. But the point I'm trying to make is change position if it means that as a result she thinks, oh, something is different, something different is happening, and so I'm going to pay attention. Change the position of your room, so go from one room to another, maybe from your kitchen to your living room or to your baby's room. Change the activity, change what it is you're doing. But that's what helps keep children engaged, a change. And finally, the last point, which is preempt. I believe that it's important for babies and young children to understand that things around them change, or we start doing things or we stop doing things because we have decided that. Not because they throw a tantrum or they throw something around. You can sense better than I can when your baby is like on the verge of losing interest. As soon as you sense that, do something to change the pace. So you may change position, you may go to another room, you may do another activity, but wrap up what you did quickly. Don't just leave it halfway. Wrap it up quickly with maybe, oh, let's take a break from this story and come back and read later. Or that's enough reading for today. Or you fed up with playing with these blocks? Okay, come on, let's back it up. And that gives the baby a signal that, hey, guess what? Something new is going to happen and I want to keep listening for longer. So 5 things for today. Break your intervention up by working through your day and take the pressure off yourself. So work through your day. Trust that your baby is listening. Remember that your voice is the most powerful tool and toy that you have. Keep the pace brisk. And finally, preempt. I'm going to leave you with that for today. And if you have any questions or you have suggestions or you tried it and it worked, post it on our Facebook page. And if you really enjoyed what you heard and the guidance that was offered on this site, do browse at avtdirect.com. This is me, Shefali Shah, for today. Bye. Happy listening.